What was the original word though?
76.
76. Oh, 76, yeah. Oh, some niggas got styles but can never be kissed.
Right.
Petty as shit.
Petty as shit.
Some niggas got.
Plenty of chicks.
I know you got a mixtape.
See, he just did it. 76, plenty of chicks. That's one right there.
That's one. What
Yo,
are
you just
y'all
did it.
counting?
There you
Nah, you just did the can't
It
rhyme.
don't rhyme, but you make it rhyme.
76, plenty of chicks that
Yeah,
don't rhyme.
Plenty of
that's
chicks
That's
and
it.
76.
That's a good one. I was trying to think of one.
76, plenty
76.
of chicks.
Plenty of chicks. That's a good one. Thank you.
You said plenty through it all. Chevy or flip 76.
Yeah.
So look, 70 and plenty don't rhyme.
At all. At all.
It's the way you say it though.
At all.
But yeah, that's
the way
Nah.
you
Mention
say
the
it.
syllables.
Yeah, that's what battle rappers do. It's just the space.
No, we was saying like
and they make
when you
seem like you
rhyme-
saying it like it rhyme, but it don't rhyme.
But if
And
you,
they do
if
that
you
a
say
lot.
It, if you say,
All right, so
They do
the
that a
middle
lot.
syllable is what carries it over.
Nah, every
76,
syllable got a
plenty
rhyme.
of fish.
So if you
Seven,
rhyme,
it's
if
four
you
and
rhyme
four.
like yo, if you say
That's
I
what
got
Evan-
76, I got plenty of chicks, right? The only thing that rhyme out of that is 6 and chicks. That's one syllable. But it's supposed to sound like 76. So if you rhyme 7 or 76, it's gonna be 3 or 4 syllables that you piecing up. If you rhyme the whole thing, like never been kissed, it's 4 syllables. 76.
Plenty
confetti
of
and,
chicks. How does
confetti
that not
and
work?
shit, spaghetti and fish, like
Look,
all that.
you're counting. It's 4 syllables.
It's 4 syllables.
You matching the syllables.
But when you say plenty of chicks and 76, now it's just rhyming the 6 and the chicks, which is 1 syllable at the end. But the plenty and the 70 don't rhyme with nothing.
Plenty and 70.
Nah,
you saying it should rhyme.
it has to. In 2021,
But you get away
it has
with it.
to.
yeah, clearly.
Like
Yeah.
this what I'm saying. Like this what I'm saying. 2021, it has to rhyme. Like the thing that goes before the 1 syllable has to rhyme. It's like
You recording this?
it's automatic. There's no sacrificing that.
But let me
If
ask
you
you
do
this,
that, it's you lose so many points.
But how come niggas
send me a
be acting like they don't like Eminem and he's technical at matching that up and niggas be like, I don't care, it was corny.
Real shit.
And he not always technical all the time. Like not all the time. He be piecing up
pedigree
syllables,
mix.
but sometimes he
Pedigree
don't.
mix.
Sometimes he round
that
1
rhyme
syllable.
over 76. Clearly.
He be going off.
Pedigree
Like
mix,
I
plenty
sit
of
back
chicks.
with this pack. I sit back with this pack.
But it does
And
go.
sit back
But it
with
goes.
this pack of this bag of this weed. This shit needed to be the most meanest MC on this earth. And since birth, I've been cursed to just girt and berserk. That's 1 syllable.
The cadence
But
is
it's
crazy.
so
the cadence
often.
is what carries.
It just y'all think he piecing up all these syllables. He do rhyme more syllables than other raps, but a lot of times he just don't even be piecing up. It's just a lot of rhymes, and you think that he like
The
killing
illusion.
it.
But you don't
Or,
hold
hi
cadence up
kids,
there.
do you like violence? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? Follow after me and do exactly like I did? Get fucked up. Words to my life is like that's the full life is. That's the piece up. It's a 2-syllable piece up. My brain is dead weight, but I had to get my head straight. But didn't know which one of the Spice Girls I wanted to impregnate. That's the piece up. 2 syllables. And Eminem said, "Slady, you're a bass head. Then why is your face red, man? You wasted." It's a 2-syllable piece up.
Right.
Well, since age 12, I ran around like a cage elf, and then his age elf, and then.
But
Like,
it's
I know
about how frequent it is.
I know the science of this shit is a 2-syllable piece up. That's the best Eminem right there. Like when he rap like that, that's when I really like him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Hold on.
a lot of people don't even
still
understand
trying to figure out how
the
to-
way
how to-
that you're supposed
how
to
to
rhyme
work
and
the
piece it
camera.
up. They don't really got a lot of examples, so you just think like, you know what I'm saying, this nigga lyrical, this nigga like,
But how you feel about
and you
niggas
gotta
with-
really
with
break the science
cadence,
down the
though?
proper way. Like not just rappers, fans too. Everybody know. Like yo, I don't gotta know. I know this is this 1 syllable. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is this. This is this. This is rhyme. Like and once people could do that, rappers gonna have to step it up, and fans gonna demand more because they gonna understand better.
Right?
I think cadence it be saving some niggas, but it be adding more style to certain other niggas. Like,
Need cadence. Without cadence, you got to.
cause look at the source, right? You battled him.
Yeah.
That nigga's the syllable
Yeah, he's
master.
He's a
His-
syllable. He makes sure every clip rhyme like when he rhyme.
Yeah.
Like,
But in a way that cripples him.
yeah.
Because he has to find that
Do you
pattern
like him?
instead of just saying something.
Thesaurus. Syllable, 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 syllable.
I mean,
But see, I'm gonna say what in
see,
the
this
source
what I don't
category.
like neither though. This is another thing that people don't understand. When I say you not rhyming syllables, people think that if you piece syllables up, then you hot. Nah, you gotta piece a lot of syllables up in talk form. So the same way I'm talking to y'all now, and the same way I'm explaining shit to y'all now, is the same way I rap. I don't rap no different way. I don't piece up no different words than I use when I'm talking to y'all now like this. I would just do the same shit and make it rhyme and piece up wild syllables while I'm saying the same shit. That's difficult to do. I'm not like electric. Like now, elected is 3 syllables, right? So if you go electric, and then when I expect it, I detect it. Niggas come when I be elected. It's like you rhyming 3 syllables and there's a lot of them and it sound pieced up. So y'all hear a rapper like that and y'all like, yo, he piecing up syllables and it's back to back. You don't like him?
Yeah.
No, because that's not, who talks like that? Who says electric, my skin is affected, I'm detected, and then when I expect it, nobody talks like that. So it doesn't sound like no hood shit. You can't follow that.
Right.
That don't sound like no shit a nigga just
So-
regularly say.
But
I
there's
like
certain
talk
niggas-
form rap. You gotta piece up syllables
What about Crooked Eye?
in talk form rap. Talk form rap, that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta do it in street talk form the same way you talk, the same shit you see and experience. I wanna hear that pieced up, but multiple syllables too.
So that's your preference.
No, that's the science. That's what it takes to be hot. It's not my preference, it's what make you hot. It's what makes you the best. It's what makes you the nicest at doing this. It's the hardest thing to do. It's the most complicated form of writing. So whoever can do that is the best. It's not a preference. It's not like opinionated. It's an art and it's difficult to do. It's like some forms of art wild people could do. Like wild people could do stick figures. It's a form of art, but wild people could do it. Then there's other people that might can draw certain little characters. Then people could go more in detail. They might can draw a cartoon character and trace some shit and it look kind of exactly like the shit. Then some niggas could get into detail, like draw fucking, just look at Daylight and draw the whole way he was sitting there like this after they just seen him once and the shit looked like they fucking took a picture almost. There's some niggas that nice. It's different levels of it, like, you know what I'm saying, of art. Just like it's different levels of writing. Not saying that's not a form of art and you don't got to be nice to do what they doing, but it's just advanced forms of writing, and that's what that is. And you got to put it in talk form.
So
a lot of people know that part of the science. A lot of people know that you're supposed to piece up syllables and that sound good to your ear. So they just attacking that. So they using rhyming dictionary words like hypothetic, John when the knife and detic, the knife and detic, and John when I like the setic. Like, what are you, where is them words? Nobody talks like that. You never heard them words coming like that. It's just weird to your ear. So it's like you got to really listen deep to even follow what they saying because you never heard nobody use them words before. Your mind works off what you heard before and what you seen before. You can't never see nothing if you ain't see it before or seen something similar, so your mind can vision something so that it can tell your mind what you're seeing, or else it's gonna look foreign to you. Like, so you gotta hear shit that's familiar. That's why when I'm talking to y'all, it's easy to understand because y'all speak English and I'm not using complicated words that y'all ain't heard before. So all this shit I'm saying, you heard people say before, like all this shit I'm saying. How many times you heard somebody say, yo, all this shit I'm saying? So it's register right in your brain quick. When you say, yo, that shit lit. You know how many times you hear somebody say, yo, that shit lit? It don't take time for your brain to know what I'm saying when I'm using these words in this form.
Right.
It's easy to understand.
So how would you
So if you put
explain
that
the
in rap,
success of
then
people
it's
that do
easier
that?
to understand a rap. You know what I'm saying? But people think that because it's easier to understand, it's like ABC or it's dumbed down. No,
it's easy to understand.
It's talk form because I'm putting it in talk form that make it easy to understand. But the
I need you
actual
to know-
thought in the process of writing, in the thought, in the figurative language that I'm using, and the amount of syllables that I'm rhyming, and the way I'm doing it is complicated. It ain't easy to do.
But Cass, well, all right, so you're saying that style is what makes niggas hot? Or you're saying that's
No,
the
it's
style
not a
that you
style.
prefer?
That's not a style. That's a form of writing. You got your own style. How you sound, where you put the rhyming of the syllables at, when you decide to rhyme the syllables, when you decide to use figurative language, what type of figurative language and what you base around what you're writing about determines your life and your style and all that. I'm just talking about the form of writing. How much figurative language is you using, how much syllables is you piecing up, and how many ideas is you coming up with that's originally yours. Not just a flip of another idea that you heard somebody else saying, you just putting it in your way. Like, that's all important, and that got nothing to do with style.
But that's based on preference.
No, that don't got nothing to do with preference. That got to do with the science. The science don't got shit to do with preference. Now, your preference is whether you prefer to take Advil, aspirin, or Tylenol. That's your preference. But the science is what goes into the pill every time to keep making the same Tylenol, the same aspirin, and the same Advil in every bottle.
Right.
That's the science. That's the science.
But there's rappers
no
that
way
don't
around
follow
that
at all.
You can't get into them science. You can't tell the science, oh, that's your opinion. No, it's the science. It's the science that make this Tylenol.
But you
now, whether
realize-
you want to take it is your opinion. That's whether you want to take this or this. That's up to you. But the science is what makes this Tylenol over and over again. The same pill consistently, the same way. It's science.
So how do you explain the success of a rapper like Prodigy?
Success is
Rest
not
in peace.
determined off of skill, though. We all know that in every category is not all determined off skill.
Right, but
especially
you're not
in
gonna
rap.
argue that Prodigy never spit a hot verse. But I can tell you he never followed none of those rules at all.
What is hot? It's like it determines on what you judging hot by. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you determine what you judging hot by. Like a lot of people might not piece up syllables or follow all of the forms of the science, but they might do other parts of the science like an astronomical way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain levels of the science that they do use is like through the roof. So they might be missing some, but they did when the time that they came into the game and the levels that they did other categories in made them dope. So, I mean.
But everybody don't fall under that though. I could think of people who've had success that don't follow any of that. And I think the originality.
Like who? Give me a name. Like who?
Prodigy, Old Dirty Bastard. Who else? There's a bunch of people that just didn't follow traditional like.
Well, there's only like 3 niggas who really mastered the art of consistently doing what he's talking about.
That would be
Niggas like Pun. You know what I'm saying? Cannabis on certain records.
ready to say Cannabis.
The laureate shit when
yeah.
they can mix it backwards and forwards and all that shit.
I had a 3-hour conversation with Cannabis.
It's a lot of people.
Biz out of here, bro.
It's a
My
lot of
guy.
people that had success off
Get out of here, bro.
making
He
clothes.
seen some
too.
shit when he wasn't supposed to see.
Just levels to that shit. I'm sure like Hanes and Fruit of the Loom, crazy success. Been eating forever. Niggas keep buying these shit. They've been eating.
Right.
Successful. But it's just levels. You don't put them in the same
Category is like Louis Vuitton
exactly,
and some shit like
right?
that.
Do you? No, it don't. It's not even in the same thought. Like you don't even think about them the same.
Damn, that's
but they
crazy.
both successful. Success don't matter. Like success is not like a fair share. Like everybody just make the same music or get the same opportunity to make music. Everybody just make music, and then the world just decide what's the best music, and that's where success comes from. That's not how the business work, and you know that for sure. The business is revolved around a bunch of bullshit, so success is not revolved around who following the science or who necessarily the best.
Facts. Yo, Kaz the type of nigga that throw you left field, you be wanting to disagree. You be wanting to disagree. He gonna bring it all the way back home. By the end, you gonna be like,
Nah, definitely. He definitely salvaged that with the Haynes joint. I was like, but damn, you kind of calling niggas Haynes rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a Haynes nigga. You know what I mean? Fruit of the Loom. The album was a good Fruit of the Loom album. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of
that's
wild.
just
I
how
guess it
crazy.
depends on what you focus on.
Right.
Because success could be coming in different ways, and I guess you got to decide what type of success you want. Like McDonald's is like the most popular restaurant in the world, right? But it's based off real estate and a lot of other business that they doing, and it's revolved around a different type of business. But that don't mean they got the best food
Real
in the
estate.
world. It's real cheap food, it's easy, is affordable, and it's convenient. So everybody know, kids love it. You wanna know why? Cause it's like easy for a kid taste bud. It's not too complex, you don't gotta be an adult to taste this taste. It's like you could get familiar, you could learn the menu, it's commercials, it's like kids like it. And then it just like you like it as a kid, and as you are adult, you still like it because you've been liking it since a kid. Right. And that's how this forms of music is. It's like kids really like it. And it's like older people is growing up liking it and just still like it because they liking it with their kids. And it's like, that's that form of music. And it's convenient. Just like McDonald's is everywhere, is on the radio, is on everything that you deal with. Hip hop, it pop right up, it's right there, it's pushed down your throat, so you hear it in every club, and you're like, oh, everybody must like this shit. You see McDonald's everywhere, everybody must love McDonald's. I want to fit in. If I'm a kid, I want McDonald's. It's the same shit, bro.
Happy Meals.
But listen,
Happy Meals.
That was the marketing employee.
There's also
that
restaurants
had me
like,
stuck.
we went to this restaurant earlier, I forgot the name. This Korean shit we went to earlier, shit was popping, right? It's successful.
Hold on. Save that thought. Save that thought.
But just like
we already
Philippe's,
running off. Like
Philippe's and I'm gonna just close this thought though. Like even Philippe's, a popular restaurant in New York. Everybody love it. The platters is expensive. The waiters be right there to serve you. They be right on point. Everybody dressed up. The food is top of the line, and I think is way better than McDonald's. Like I'd take that over McDonald's food any day.
Right.
And you gonna have to buy 1,000 McDonald's platters to probably afford what they charging you for Philippe's plate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's nowhere near as successful as McDonald's. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be serving quality food that's expensive? You might not be all around the world. You might go to another state or another country. They never heard of Philippe's. But I guarantee if you in that area and you thinking about eating and you like high class, you heard about it and you've been there and you done spent money and you constantly go there. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what do you rather be? Do you want to franchise out, deal with real estate, serve cheap food that's probably gonna fuck niggas up, make them fat and die and be all out of shape and fucked up forever, but you just take over the world with the food? Or do you want to serve different type of food, have quality chefs that you could take care of your people? You don't gotta serve your customers minimum wage and less than nothing. You could get them top of the line money. So now your chefs leaving in Benzes and shit, and they got rollies and shit, and they up because they making good money. Even your waiters getting top of the line tips, the type of tips they leaving at Philippe's.
Let me
is
start
way
the
different
episode,
than a
bro.
person
Because
serving extra value meals.
This Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.